Creators of the mapping project say it is designed to expose those who support the colonization of Palestine. It goes a step further, however, calling for the dismantling and disruption of almost 500 organizations and individuals, many who are Jewish, like Rob Leikind. He is the New England director for the American Jewish Committee.
There was extensive research. It gave addresses. It gave the names of directors. I'll mention it.
Eli Cohenim, the State Department's former deputy special envoy on anti-Semitism, says the map paves the way for more attacks.
The members of the Jewish community in the United States have been completely shocked.
The mapping project comes amidst rising levels of violence in the U.S., as well as a rise in anti-Semitic attacks, including here in New England. Attacks like these in New York last year, when an angry mob came after Jewish diners. Assailants are also known to go after elderly Jewish men and even vandalize schools.
This is the ninth anti-Semitic hate incident to happen this year at Manhattan Beach schools.
The Anti-Defamation League tracks harassment, vandalism, and assault in the U.S. Last year, it recorded the highest number since it began following the attacks in 1979. The American Jewish Committee also states 1 in 4 American Jews reported anti-Semitism in the last year.
There's tremendous anxiety in the Jewish community. This is a moment where people feel like things have changed.
Leikind says that after World War II and the Holocaust, American Jews found growing acceptance in U.S. society, and there was a sense of the past being left behind. Now he sees a new boldness in anti-Semitic thinking.
People who have those ideas, who kept them to themselves, now feel increasingly comfortable expressing them.
Those anti-Jewish sentiments are popping up in the form of flyers like these dropped in suburban neighborhoods. Others blame Jews for profiting off the pandemic. This anti-Jewish hate is coming from both the extreme left and right. For instance, white supremacist-driven ideology motivated the Pittsburgh synagogue shooter who killed 11 people. Leikind explains the disturbing line of thought.
The Jews are somehow the engineers behind a vast conspiracy to turn America into mud people. We're race mixing. It's all of a sudden going to turn this country into a homogenous country where white people will no longer exist. That idea sounds crazy to many of us, but it now has a very substantial audience.
On the left, there's anti-Zionism.
The notion that Israel is the worst place on earth.
Cohenim points out a trend in Europe where attacks on Jews increase when there's conflict in Israel. That is now happening in the U.S., most recently during Israel's conflicts with Gaza.
We had caravans of Palestinian flag cars driving through Jewish neighborhoods, particularly looking for Jews to attack. And in fact, they did attack Jews all across this country.
The FBI is keeping tabs on the mapping project. In Boston, a wide array of elected officials and community leaders have denounced it. Still, the site remains, and so does the threat. In light of that, Leikind is even more focused on building bridges and encouraging conversations about anti-Semitism, hoping people will learn to better tolerate and even appreciate our differences. Reporting in Boston, Heather Sells, CBN News.